Abraham, I'd like to do a focus wheel. Regarding the issue, I have my 13-year-old daughter is going in for some corrective surgery. She had open heart surgery as a child, and they had to separate her rib cage. Then they wired it back together. Then one part of it, maybe 5 years ago, didn't take, so they had to open it up again, wire it again. Now, here we are. They gotta go in and open it up again. I thought the first two surgeries were just a byproduct of putting the chest plates together. But now it may be that it's what could be considered a syndrome. So as we're facing the surgery and my ex-wife has taken her to the doctors Tuesday, and I don't know if they still know what they're doing, and I'm losing a little faith and confidence. I would want it to be done once and let's get this done with. I don't want to keep going back. But I know from the teachings here that I would like to do a focus wheel on my involvement with and my trying to be an example of using this work and example for me to my daughter. I'm just being an example. I'm not trying to teach her the law of attraction. So as I go through the process, I'd like to do a focus wheel to try to line me up with how Source views this and how do I physically use the law, use your teachings to go through the process.
In a situation where it's something that matters so much to you and is so close to you, generally it's better for you to stay general in your focus wheeling, especially at first, because it's easier for you to come into alignment with the laws of the universe as you know them to be, and to your daughter's well-being as you know it to be, than it is to focus upon the specifics of this that you don't really know very much about, yes?
Correct. My ex-wife keeps track of the details. She's very good at it. So, yes, in a general,
let us just give you some things that we think will soothe you right away in a general sense. What was your daughter's age with the first surgery, approximately?
She's about a year old. Roughly.
And the second one?
9.
So now she's closer to her, in other words, because she is continuing to grow, it's sort of logical that some of that can need adjusting. You get the sense of what we're talking about? In other words, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would say, while I certainly would like it a lot if this were not necessary, now that my daughter has matured in size enough, this very likely could be the final remedy. Doesn't that feel better?
I agree. I'm all for softening it, and I can look at it that way. Yes.
Well,
I can get on the way. I'm on with it.
Well, that's what you're wanting to do. You're wanting to close that gap.
Yes.
Because what are your alternatives? In other words, facing the reality of it is going to take you out of the vortex. But what is it that you want? In other words, this isn't new. You've been living it. And so what do you think you want? Speak your desires as you believe them to be relative to this specific thing.
As I try to get my thoughts around your teachings, I think the middle of the vortex where I'm going would be, it doesn't matter who's in my life, what condition there is, what the circumstances are, that no matter what, I can get in my vortex, radiate well-being, regardless of what is happening.
Well, that's really good and rather remarkable under the conditions. Now, we have some questions for you about that. So once you're in the vortex, we're just going to feel your vibration out a little further. So you want to be in the vortex. Why?
Because I feel that would be the best way to be a part of this process.
Excellent. And what some are thinking is, under these conditions, well, I want to be in the vortex so that I can be connected to Source, so that I can positively affect an outcome. But you were wise. You figured we'd get you on that. What we're feeling here is your understanding that you want to be in the vortex. You want to be in the vortex. And of course, all of the other things come along with it. But because you're not attaching that other stuff to your desire to be in the vortex, it's easier for you to be in the vortex. So now, we've been talking about the vortex so much that some are tired about it. I came to this seminar, paid all of this money, and all they said was, get in the vortex, get in the vortex, get in the vortex, get in the vortex. But we want you to understand that if your dominant intent is to move into the vortex no matter what, to move in and maintain as long as you can, move in and maintain as long as you can, move in and maintain as long as you can, that then what happens is the things that you want that you've already put there begin to occur. They begin to present themselves to you. But you can't let the need for those things to occur to be your motivation for getting in the vortex. You have to want to be in the vortex because nothing else is normal. You have to want to be in the vortex because you want to be joyful. And that's what we heard you say. We heard you say, I want to be in the vortex because I want to be in alignment with who I am and all that I am and all that I've expanded to. So recently we've been saying that you can use any excuse in the world to get in the vortex. And then once in the vortex, you can introduce something that's in your life. So in this case, it would be this situation. And it is likely, most likely, that from inside the vortex, when you turn your attention to an ex-wife and to potential imminent surgery, that the vortex is going to spit you right out because you just can't hold those images and remain vibrationally in alignment to the well-being that the vortex insists on. So you bring yourself back in whatever way you can. You find a way to maintain your stability inside the vortex, and you introduce the subject again. And usually, again, the vortex will spit you out. So what it finally comes down to is, from inside the vortex, you will eventually find a way of looking at this that you will be able to maintain your balance inside the vortex, even though it's going on. Finally, that's what unconditional love will be for you. Rather than asking the surgery to go away, or a miracle to happen, or the doctors to change their mind, or to just not think about this 13-year-old anymore, which isn't going to happen. Rather than needing conditions to change so that you can be in the vortex, you figure out how you can be in the vortex given those conditions. We said something sort of like this at the beginning of the day. If you want to be in the vortex and there are peripheral people in your life that are just giving you a hard time, you could potentially just walk away from all of them and just focus and maintain your balance in the vortex, and law of attraction would just bring you another set of more compatible, more congenial people. But when the situation is to do with your daughter, you cannot just walk away. You have to find a way of focus wheeling yourself into alignment even on that subject. And you're wise enough to know that. That's what you said when you sat down. You said, I want to do some focus wheels. Just humor us for a minute and tell us, from as best you can, what your world looks like, or what you think it looks like from inside the vortex.
I think inside the vortex, I would be an example of someone who is living outwardly as an eternal being existence, and whatever conditions, whether the law of attraction,
all right, that's good. What kind
whatever
of
conditions or persons or circumstances I would still love myself regardless of what is going around.
What kind of emotions do you think someone inside the vortex would have?
Well, obviously they should have the top third, which is joy, down to about
but don't be analytical about it. Be emotional about it. What kind of emotions do you seek inside the vortex? You can have contentment, which is good. That's good. And then peak out with some excited and eager. And if you want to really have a wild time, go for passion, but go back to contentment. This morning I woke up in the vortex and I felt satisfied. This morning I woke up in the vortex and I felt eager. I love waking up in the vortex and feeling eager. I like a feeling of eagerness. I like a feeling of satisfaction. Today, I looked at someone and I felt such appreciation for them. I really enjoy feeling love. When I'm in the vortex, I feel satisfied. I like being in the vortex because things feel clearer. When I'm in the vortex, I feel clear-minded. I feel sort of elated. When I'm in the vortex, it's like my heart is singing. When I'm in the vortex, I feel satisfied. When I'm in the vortex, I feel ease. When I'm in the vortex, I feel sort of energized. When I'm in the vortex, I feel like doing stuff. When I'm in the vortex, my body feels good. When I'm in the vortex, I like taking a walk. When I'm in a vortex, my dog licks my face. When I'm in the vortex, I feel good. When I'm in the vortex, food tastes good. I like being in the vortex. When I'm in the vortex, I know my power. When I'm in the vortex, I feel more sure about things. When I'm in the vortex, I know my own goodness. When I'm in the vortex, I just feel good about me. When I'm in the vortex, I trust that things are going to go well. When I'm in the vortex, I feel optimistic about things. When I'm in the vortex, I feel ready for more. When I'm in the vortex, I feel like I can do about anything. When I'm in the vortex, I feel more sure of myself. When I'm in the vortex, I let people off the hook more. When I'm in the vortex, good things happen to me. When I'm in the vortex, I can feel I'm in the flow. When I'm in the vortex, I feel ease about life. When I'm in the vortex, it's like the universe cooperates with me. When I'm in the vortex, I know my goodness because it sort of surrounds me. When I'm in the vortex, the universe gives me evidence that I'm in there, not as a reward, but as a consequence of my alignment with who I am. When I'm in the vortex, the indicators that surround me in conversations and in my own emotions and in outright manifestations, they represent my being in the vortex. When I'm in the vortex, I like being in the vortex. When I'm in the vortex, it seems easy to stay there. When I'm in the vortex, I want never to leave. When I'm in the vortex, it feels natural and normal to contemplate creation. When I'm in the vortex, I feel unlimited. When I'm in the vortex, I'm glad for all I've lived and what I've put in the vortex. When I'm in the vortex, I have clear view of what I've put here. When I'm in the vortex, I feel satisfied about my life. When I'm in the vortex, I feel ready to go and do more. When I'm in the vortex, I love my life. When I'm in the vortex, I love me. When I'm in the vortex, I love the people who help me put stuff in the vortex. When I'm in the vortex, I do better financially. When I'm in the vortex, I leverage time and effort in a better way. When I'm in the vortex, things line up for me better. When I'm in the vortex, it's like time slows down and satisfaction speeds up. When I'm in the vortex, I savor more. When I'm in the vortex, I sit and contemplate and my thoughts are pleasing to me. When I'm in the vortex, sometimes I just ponder just for the satisfaction of pondering that thought. When I'm in the vortex, it's like I only have access to the memories that are pleasing and to the current environment that is pleasing. When I'm in the vortex, I can feel that the whole of me is integrated with the source that is me, and I know my power and my well-being, and I sort of want to shout it from the rooftops. I want to say, bring it on, world, because I can handle it. I want to say, whatever it is, I'm up for it. I want to say, I signed on for sifting through contrast, and I'm good at it. I want to say, I know how to direct my thought. I've trained myself there. I'm really good at what I do. I'm a powerful focuser. I have been for a long time. I love to focus upon good feeling thoughts. I love to focus myself into alignment. I love being in the vortex. I love who I am. I love this experience of creation. I love the source energy part of me and lining up with it. I love the fact that I was willing to depart from source a bit to stir things up. I love how much I stirred up. I love how much I put there. I love the power of my desire. I think it's my time, Abraham. I think it's time. I think I've paid the price of contrast, and I think I've put plenty there. And I think I'm willing to let go of the resistant aspects of my life experience. I think I'm ready to just start trusting the laws of the universe and really putting this vortex thing to a test. I'm going to stop struggling and striving, and I'm going to let my undivided attention go toward whatever it takes for me to get into the vortex.